After surviving a traumatic childhood, a toxic marriage, a suicide attempt, navigating a long history of physical and mental illness, who was I to consider my soul being connected to someone so special and wise? I needed a massive trail of signs, evidence, and undeniable synchronicities pointing me in that direction to even consider it. Today, I'm going to share that trail with you. We will explore exactly how I realized that I am the reincarnation of Mary Magdalene, Historically, it was a pope in the 6th century who completely invented the myth that Mary Magdalene was a prostitute, a hoe in modern terms. In a single sweeping sermon, he did that. Conversely, countless modern scholars argue that she was actually Jesus' wife. Even early polygamous Mormons utilized the historical argument that Jesus was married to multiple women, including Mary Magdalene, to justify their own practices. Because JC was a practicing Mormon back in high school, his soul understood her trajectory from an analytical, biblical perspective, seeing her path unfold from a mislabeled outcast to a revered sacred partner. Next, I heard, you are an agent of God, and agents of God hide things in one lifetime to be found in another. At the time, I didn't know biblical Hebrew, so I didn't realize that agents of God translates directly to prophets or messengers. I also didn't know that a vast library of early Christian gospels had been intentionally excluded from the Bible during the 4th century regional councils. Those long-lost texts were eventually rediscovered buried in Egypt, including the historic Nag Hammadi Library uncovered in 1945, bringing to light the Gospel of Thomas, the Gospel of Philip, the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, and Pistis Sophia, among many others. These ancient Gnostic and early Christian teachings align so perfectly with the psychological work of Carl Jung that the very first uncovered text was named the Jung Codex in his honor. Fascinatingly, I had already included profound quotes from Carl Jung in my own book, My Inner Heroine, Exploring Feminine Pain, which I published in April of 2025. That was 2 months before I ever started researching early Christianity or the Egyptian text. I was simply following my raw intuition. My soul had a clear path for my success. Around my birthday on June 25th, 2025, my intuition pushed me to look deeper. I began my formal research by simply Googling, did Jesus have a wife? Right away, I found updates from the Harvard Divinity School sharing a 4th century Coptic fragment titled The Gospel of Jesus' Wife, which directly references Mary Magdalene. Armed with this validation, on July 16th, 2025, I officially communicated all of these incredible synchronicities to my family and close friends. On that exact same day, media figure Charlie Kirk broadcasted a statement saying Mary is the solution to toxic feminism. Because he lived and operated out of Scottsdale, Arizona, the exact town where I was born, I felt an immediate energetic kinship. While he was speaking of Mary, the mother of Jesus, it is historically documented that the two Marys were intimately close. My own middle name, May, is the exact month the Catholic Church dedicates to honoring Mother Mary. Tragically, less than 2 months later, on September 10th, 2025, Charlie Kirk was assassinated. His raw bravery in speaking his truth on a public stage inspired me to claim my own. On September 14th, 2025, my intuition explicitly told me to record and publish my very first YouTube video announcing that I am the reincarnation of Mary Magdalene, and I came out swinging. The very next day, I looked up the spiritual significance of that date in the Christian calendar and discovered it was the exaltation of the Holy Cross, a holy day celebrating the theological doctrine that the cross is the only ladder to heaven. This created a perfect contrast. Traditional dogmas focused heavily on the external locus of control, relying on outside hierarchies, institutions, and religious rules for salvation. My teachings, early Gnostic Christianity, and Carl Jung's psychological frameworks focus entirely on an internal locus of control, accessing your own inner authority for spiritual growth.